Hey y'all, I'm back with another book review. So I just finished Henri and J.M. Nouwen's The Wounded Healer. I loved this. It was just I think for me, I love Nouwen because he always uses not only Christian references, but he uses historical references. He uses just all these references that you wouldn't think would be applicable, but they are. They seem like, oh, yeah, I never thought of that. Right here, he's referencing Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and JFK. Who does that? Who references other people? It's just interesting to me. There was a lot of good stuff in this. Sorry, I'm oh, that was good. Ooh, that was good. But it was very interesting because he talked about Martha. Mary and Martha, and just the way that they came to God was different. But the best part about it is you need both. You need both working hard and also just being a child of God, just sitting at the feet, and also just being no, this is what I'm doing. I'm serving God by listening to what he has to say. And I love that image of sitting down and listening, but also being able to worship by helping. There are some people that they love to help others, and that's really their thing. They love to help others. Some, they just love to learn. And of course, the whole emphasis is on Martha's attitude and how she wasn't being grateful and saying that my sister should be helping me. And I think her attitude wasn't right because she wasn't having a servant's heart. She wasn't really there. Even though she was doing it, it was all for the action. But I think there's so much good stuff in here. I keep coming to the same ones, and I'm that's not what I don't want to talk about. But so one of these things that I underlined, because sometimes I graffiti books, and this was one of those cases that I graffitied the books. So it is a generation which gives absolute priority to the personnel and which tends in a remarkable way to withdraw into the self. I thought that was super interesting because this was written in the 60s, late 60s. This is written in 79. But he had gone through the 60s, and he had seen a lot of people that were just super involved and self-centered, and really instead of giving towards other and focusing on others, people were so focused on themselves. And it's definitely evident in some people from that generation. I'm specifically thinking of one person who I know it's not my parents, it's a relative that is a distant relative. Anyway, they grew up in that time period, and they definitely are super self-centered. They only think about themselves, and they only think about thing. And it's interesting because they have no hope. They have no care for other people. They just see the downside of the earth. They don't see any of the goodness, any of the beauty, any of the anything. They don't see anything like that. And I think it's very interesting that there are, I'm not saying all, I'm never going to say all, but there are quite a few people from that generation that are very self-centered and just are kind of bitter and angry. And I know there's a lot of bitter and angry people out there, but it seems like people that are super self-absorbed become bitter and angry. And I think that the biggest thing that you have to be is you have to be willing to sacrifice yourself and be able to help others. I think not sacrifice yourself, because I still think that you should still love yourself and be able to pour that love into other people, but it's a different kind. It's not super self-absorbed, but you're taking care of yourself, but you're also taking care of other people. And I think that's the most important thing, is that that's what Jesus, he still took care of himself. He went and had his time. He went, prayed. He was by himself. But then he would go and serve all these people. And so I think the whole point is like, he did hurt. He was human. He did have things that were in his life that were painful. I mean, his closest friend, his cousin John the Baptist was beheaded. Like, he did have sad things that happened in his life, and he still would go and heal people. He would still care for other people. Of course, he was sad about different things that would happen, but he was still the one that wanted to heal other people. Anyway, so I definitely recommend this book. That is what I took out of it. I think that everybody will take something different because everybody has different perspectives, but I definitely think it was just beautiful. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and you all have a great day.